Hello. Today I would like to talk about one programming challenge that I used to give to the candidates during the coding interview. I always thought that this problem is really simple, but for some strange reason only one of 5 people was able to solve it. So in this case I would like to show it to you, and I would like to know your opinion and why would you think that this problem is hard, why is it easy? So please let me know in the comments. So the problem is the following, that as an input is given a variable that is a long random number. And the task of the problem is to calculate the sum of all even digits of this number. So in this case it would be 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4. And the digits like 1 and 3 and 5 and 7 and 9 should be not calculated. The problem with this is that usually in the programming languages there is no way to iterate through digits of a number. Usually I allow candidates to solve this problem using any programming language of their choice, but in this video I'm just going to show you how this problem can be sorted using JavaScript. So let's get started. So the first approach, how we're going to solve it, it will be just to convert the input into a string, then to split the string into the array of characters, then to convert this array into the array of integers, then to filter out all odd numbers and then calculate the sum. In order to make it more visual, let's do the following. Let's just use a console log and let's output our wonderful input variable. So let's run it. So we can see that if we're just running the console log of the input, we're just getting the input. Nothing surprising. So the next step, as I mentioned before, it will be just to convert it to string. So let's try to run it, and we see exactly the same value, but as a string value. Then, in order to convert it into an array, we can use the command split, and as a delimiter, we should pass the empty string value. In case if we'll run it, we can see that these operations are casting this to an array of characters where every character is a digit. And because we are about to perform the mathematical computations, we need to convert this array into the array of numbers. In order to do that, we can use map function that would produce an array of digits, and as a function we have to put a function number. So in this case, let's run it, and we can see that as a result we have an array of digits. Then, in order to find to filter only even numbers, we can use the function called filter, and as a parameter of the filter function we have to pass a function that would identify only the even numbers. So in this case it would be value, and the function would be really simple. It will try to calculate the remainder of a division of the input value by 2, and in case if it will be equal to 0, in this case it will return true. So in this case let's run it, and as we can see we are getting the array that contains only even numbers. And in order to calculate some of them, we can actually use a reduce function, and as a parameter of a reduce function we can pass the functions that will contain accumulator and iterator and the function will just return arc plus iterator. Yeah. So in this case let's run it, and as a result we're getting number 24, and this is technically the answer to this problem. So let's comment it like it's a first solution. So let's try to take a look at the second solution that I believe is much more efficient, because the current solution is doing the multiple conversions between integer to string, and from a string to array of strings, and then to array of integers. Then it performs filtering, and then it does reduction. So in this case, the question is, how can we actually iterate through the digits of the number without converting it to string? And I believe the most efficient way would be to do the following: just to divide the number by 10, and then to see what is the remainder of a division. And in this case, that number would be the last digit of the number. So in this case, the remainder of a division by 10 would be 4. And then what we can do, we can actually divide this number by 10, and then we can floor it, and then we can reassign to itself. And we can repeat this process until this number will be equal to 0. So in this case, how can it be done? Let's comment out the first solution. It's not really important. So in this case, let's create a while loop, and let's use input. And let's declare a variable that will represent the last digit. Equals input, and then remainder of a division by 10. Then what we can do, let's just output last digit, and then let's do the following. Let's just divide the input by 10, let's floor it and reassign it back. So in this case, it would be input will be equals to input divided by 10, and then let's put it in math floor. So let's try to run this. Yep. And what we're getting, we're just getting the numbers 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1, same as the input value. And in this case, we can analyze every of these numbers. So in order to calculate sum, we have to do the following. Let's declare a variable sum that will be originally equals to 0. And then what we can do, we can check in case if last digit is even. It can be done again by checking the remainder of a division by 2. And in case if it is even, we can increase sum by the last digit value. Yep. So in this case, we can remove the console log here, and let's print the log sum. Yep. Let's try to run it, and the answer is 24, exactly the same as in the first case. Let's delete this comment. Yep. As you can see, we're getting 24 in the first and in the second case. So previously I have mentioned that the first solution is not really efficient, and the second solution should be technically more efficient. In order to check the efficiency, let's do the really simple benchmarking. In order to do that, let's wrap every of our solutions into a function. Let's take an input. There will be shadowing, but it's fine. So in this case, we have wrapped the first solution into solution 1 function, and let's do the same with the second function, solution 2, and let's put input. And instead of just printing, let's just return sum. Perfect. So, and now let's do the following. Let's create a for loop that will go for let's say, million iterations, I less than 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 1 million, and I plus plus. And what we will do, we'll just run the function solution 1 with an input, and let's just measure how long will it take. We can do that just by running command time in front of running the node application. So in this case, it takes us 0.7 seconds to run a million iterations with the first solution. And for comparison, in case if we'll run the second solution 1 million times, it will take only 0.8. So in this case, it's more than 7 times faster. So in this case, the question, what solution is more preferable? First one or the second? In my opinion, the first solution is much easier to read, much easier to understand, and much easier to maintain, while the second solution is maybe a little bit cryptic. It has a while loop, and for some reason many people are trying to avoid while loop. It has some mathematics, but as a result you can see that it's much faster. And in some cases this performance difference might not have any impact, but in others it might be. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments about any aspects of this problem. Please let me know if it was interesting or not, and I will be more than happy to create another videos like this if this video will have some interest. Thank you. Bye.